Hello and welcome to There is a Beautiful Me. I'm Crystal Davis. As you know, this show is focused towards encouraging and uplifting young women through health, fitness, and beauty from the inside out. Starting off, I like to cover a couple verses from Proverbs 31, which is the foundation of this show. Today's devotion is from verses 21 and 22. Verse 21 states, "She is not afraid of snow, for her household, for all her household, is clothed with scarlet." Verse 22 says, "She makes tapestry for herself, her clothing is fine linen and purple." Now, reading this, you may think, what is God trying to say? Well, this is not only showing how, as the woman of the house, we need to keep things upright, but by taking care of responsibilities in the home and maintaining what needs to be done for the comfort of our household is very important. Now, I'm not trying to just be literal, but naturally, as a mother or woman, you make sure that your children are nice and cozy before they go to bed, or you make sure that your husband feels secure and comfortable before the night's end. Now, this is just a reminder of what we already do. And as a nurturer, which we are, these are the qualities that we possess. Even in verse 22, she discusses making her own clothing, and for many of us, that's shopping, which I love, or even still making clothes, which a lot of people do. Just think about always looking your best and being confident in what you wear. Keeping a modest look and clothing yourself appropriately when you're in public is also very important. This concludes our devotion for today. But coming up next, I have a demonstration for you through holistic healing. Now, for those of you who do not know exactly what holistic healing is, it is a form of healing that considers the whole person, which is mind, body, spirit, and emotions, for an overall health and wellness. According to the holistic medicine philosophy, the primary goal of holistic medicine practice is to gain proper balance in life. Joining us in the studio, all the way from Detroit, Michigan, is Mr. Muntavo Lewis, who specializes in holistic healing through energy. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and like I said, we have with us Muntavo Lewis here in the studio. He is a veteran from the military service for 14 years, and he was introduced to holistic healing 2 years ago by a dear friend, Dr. Michael Vincent, and now is an energy worker. Some of the readings he recommends are one of the wisdom of Florence Shin, two, to be continued, three, the seven spiritual laws of success, and four, the comprehension of religion. He also works with youth and teaches the importance of juicing. Hello, Muntavo. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored, and thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, you gave me some highlights about holistic healing, but could you go a little bit more into detail about what holistic healing through energy mainly focuses on?
Okay, yeah. Well, there's three principles of that, and basically each of us have been born with it. You just have to be awakened to it so that you know what it is. And basically, those three things are one, your subconscious. It's in the mind. Everything and anything that you would do or understand first comes from you comprehending what it is. So it starts in the mind. The second thing is basically the spoken word. Uh, so usually when we say things, we don't understand that the things we say carry power and they have energy.
True.
And of course, the last thing is the written word, which is anything that you would write out or you know diaries and all that kind of thing. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
there's energy in all three of those things, but they all mean one thing and they come from one, as you would see in order for you to, let's say, the word house. You
Okay.
automatically can see the picture of a house.
Right.
To say the word house, you know that it is something that you can live in. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, you can write down the word house.
Mm-hmm.
So by using those three things, they all mean one thing, house. But you
Right.
recognized it three different ways.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's really great demonstration. Thank you so much. And from what we discussed, you are going to demonstrate one of your practices today. And in the studio with me right now is Miss Monet. How are you today?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of this demonstration. And like I said earlier, holistic healing focuses on helping your overall wellness. And Monet is here, has some areas that she would like to focus on. So, Monet, can you tell us just some of the areas that you feel like you may want to be worked on?
Well, as you know, I teach, so I carry the burdens of my students, of my school, and my personal life issues on my back, on my shoulders. So I take a lot home with me. So
I bet you
there's
do.
tension on my shoulders, and every now and then some lower back issues, just stress related, of course. So.
Right. And what grade, if you don't mind me asking, what kids that you work with?
6th grade. So
Oh,
preteens, 12, 13, 11,
yes.
in that range.
Exactly, and they're straight from the elementary,
Right.
so I know that can be a lot.
Yes.
So, Muntavo, are you ready? Can you help us out with Miss Monet today?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, then. Well, I'll let you take it from here. Thank you.
Okay. Basically, what I was doing when you asked that question was start writing down the things in your awareness. So I would continue to go down that road and just ask a little bit of your background. I don't know much, doesn't have to be in full detail, what color socks you wore when you were in the third grade, but just give me an idea of last month, how you were, what everything was feeling like, and how you feel right this moment.
Well, I feel okay right now. I just got off of work coming here. So, like I said, I have all my issues from work on my shoulders. That's the thing that I, struggle with the most is just there's so much tension on my shoulders. They're just, feel now, they're really tight. Every now and then I have issues with my back. I've gone to the doctor a couple times just because there's a lot of strain in it. I don't have any health issues, anything like that. It's just, stress related.
Okay. Well, that's easy. This
Mm-hmm.
is going to be very easy. Okay, first, what I have to do is simply just um, take you through a few very small exercises,
Mm-hmm.
and all they're going to do is relax you.
Okay.
But the main thing that I kept hearing you say is burden and carrying. Usually that is in the shoulder, that's in the back, it's in the legs. But remember, as we were just talking about a minute ago, there are three very powerful things, and you possess them. You were born with them, as I was, and everybody in the room has these same very things. First, you think about the stress, you think about the burden that you're carrying, which is multiple because you have young people, you have your work itself, you have just everyday life. And each of these categories has a level of energy. But I've noticed you picked out and said burden more than once. Remember the three things. The subconscious, you speak the word, right? Your subconscious listens to the things you say. So you've already said or stated that you carry the burdens of others that's making stress in your life. I'm just bringing you aware of the things that you said. Words have energy. And in these words of energy, they usually have a side effect. Now, a side effect is only in your imagination. If you think pain, then pain you'll have. If you speak pain, then pain you'll have. Of course, the last one would be the actual feeling the pain, but you can stop all that right here, right now. I'm going to show you how. The first thing that I'll ask you to do is simply close your eyes. You can put both hands on your lap with your palms facing up. If your legs are crossed, uncross them. Once you have gotten in that position, I would like for you to just relax. Now, your eyes are closed. That is to stop you from anything that's going on, to put more thought in your subconscious. I want you to quiet your thoughts. So basically, think of nothing. That usually takes a few minutes, especially in your line of work. Because there's so many questions on a daily basis every minute. I can only imagine. But if at all possible, I would need you to just quiet your mind. As you are relaxed in that position, I'd like you to just focus on my voice. You're going to go through a breathing exercise. Now, this breathing exercise has 4 deep breaths. Okay? Now, as we've already discussed, your subconscious, was basically your mind, has the ability to multitask, as I'm sure you're already professional at. You can multitask things. In the breath, you're going to take one in, you're going to hold that breath, and then you're going to let that breath out. Don't just let it out. I want you to control how the breath is let out. So it should be controlled out as you control it bringing in. Okay? So basically, this is what's going to happen in that breath. This is where I'm talking about the multitasking. As you breathe in, you're going to breathe in support. So that's going to stop the stress at your shoulder. You're going to breathe in good thoughts. So you're no longer going to think about the burden that you have. You're going to release that. You're also going to breathe in from, now I call the creator I am. Everyone has their own name. What they decide that name is, whatever it is, use that. But I use the word I am because it has no sex, nor does it have a gender. And that is a different thing, by the way. And then, of course, the third thing that you're going to be pulling in from is the universe. Most people don't understand that as you eat things, groceries, what have you, most things from the planet have eaten from the planet, or we may have eaten fish from the sea. There's meteorites that hit this earth a constant basis and has been doing for millennia of years. So you're getting minerals from all over the universe. A lot of people don't even think that far in, but that's a fact. You can look it up if you'd like, but trust me, I've done my research. So when you pull in that support from the universe, you're only pulling from yourself, okay? So those 3 things, or 4 things, are going to remove the mindset that you have. When you pull in that information, support from the universe, support from I am, support itself, good thoughts, positive energy, all those things you're going to be pulling in here. Okay? Once your lungs are full, most times when people take a deep breath, their shoulders go up and they lean back. What I want you to do is hold that breath, but relax the shoulders and lean forward and let that air expand your lungs to a new area. Most people, when they breathe, they only breathe in just a little bit and they breathe out. They breathe in just a little bit and breathe out. There's no expansion. What you're doing in this breath is holding all that air, and you're going to relax your shoulders on that air inside of your lungs. What that does is 2 things. The first thing is going to let you hold on to all those that you just brought in. Support from everything, the good thoughts, positive energy. You're going to let that soak into your body through your lungs. Okay? Second, it's going to expand your lungs to get more air. It is actually going to readjust your skeleton. Once that happens, it'll take the pressure off of the back, off of the spine, off of the hips, the pelvic, believe it or not, your lower thigh. That release is going to also release all the negative. That's next. When you exhale, you're going to hold your lips close together and just let the air pass through on a controlled basis out. And what you're doing is exhaling out all the negative, anything that happened on the way over there, was a bad lunch last week. It was whatever was not beneficial to you. So you're going to exhale all of that out. And by you now holding in more air than you normally would on a regular basis, you're going to have to actually push some of that air out. Make sure you get rid of all the air that you pull in and hold, because once you have done the hold, what you're actually going to do is release things into that air, because I'm going to help you. When you release those things into the air, you're going to exhale them out of your body. When you exhale them out of the body, you no longer have them. Of course, with my direction and assistance, they will never show up again. And I assure you, there's already action, because I can feel it. Usually when I speak to people, I can either taste a certain thing, or I can feel, and I can feel your right side. There's something on the right side releasing already. We haven't even started yet. You will notice the body may warm up, and you may get to shaking. It's okay. Let it happen. That's only your body doing what it's supposed to do. I am going to ask your body to speak to you, not to me, to you. In this process, it's very quick. Don't get alarmed. Your feet may get hot. You may shake. You know, whatever you feel is normal. Okay, it may be new to you. Don't be alarmed. It's normal. Most people, really enjoy these effects, but it is something very special to experience, especially for your first time. So now that we've gone through that, that's what the breathing exercise is. And then after that, we will go into removing anything and everything. I already know there's something else, but I'm going to leave that alone. We're going to remove all of that. Okay? So now you know what the breathing exercise is. Are we clear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, eyes still closed, palms up, feet flat. Go along with me. Inhale. Hold on to it. Exhale. Relax and breathe normally. Think of nothing. Relax the right side. Inhale. Hold on to it. Exhale. Relax your legs. The left side now is falling. Relax it. Let it go. Breathe normally. Inhale. Hold on to it. Exhale. Relax. Breathe normally. Got one more to go. Inhale. Hold on to it. Exhale. Relax. Before we go any further, I'm going to ask permission to assist, and all you have to say is yes or no.
Yes.
The body is not relaxed. You are in a state of agreement. In that agreement, your body will now be redirected, strengthened, reasserted, uplifted, enlightened, and elevated. In the vibration of my voice, I ask that the body now speak and release the energy of the pain and stress. In your subconscious, you're going to release the energy of the burden that you carry. That weight is no longer on your shoulders. It's going to move down into the stomach so that you can digest it and understand what it is. And that energy of knowing, that energy no longer exists as a burden. You're going to digest it. The shoulders are now light. There's no weight there. You cannot feel the chair anymore. Your whole body is starting to become very light. In your subconscious, you know of the burden and worry of the students that you have. Those burdens belong to the students. It's not your place to carry. In the knowing of speaking the things that you no longer want, we will no longer speak those things. When words that you speak, they carry energy. They have power. Repeat after me. I no longer have the burden.
I no longer have the burden.
My shoulders are light.
My shoulders are light.
The stress has been relieved.
The stress has been relieved.
There is no more pain.
There is no more pain.
The right side is clear.
The right side is clear.
The left side is open.
The left side is open.
Receive. Just relax for a minute. As I place my hand on the computer, I place my hand on the speaker, I transmit the energy of healing, the energy of receiving, the energy of no more pain in the body, from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet. You would receive this energy through my voice into the body to stop all pain. Relax. Relax. The left side is now open. Breathe. Allow your body to relax. There's no more connection to pain. It's now being relieved, removed, reestablished with support. Allow the body to drift. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Okay. I'm going to ask a question of something happened on the right side. I need to know what happened. When you hit on the right side, did you have an accident?
Not that I know of. Mm-mm.
It may be other things. Okay. All right. You can open your eyes. And I would ask a question, which I always ask, is how do you feel?
I feel well. I feel lighter. I kind of feel rejuvenated.
Do you feel slightly lightheaded?
Yes.
Okay. That's exactly the response. And usually, you are what's known as being elevated right now. Did you drive there?
I did.
Okay. Be careful driving home.
Okay.
When you get home, you're going to get sleepy. Usually, if you get very, very sleepy, now don't take this the wrong way. It is only what has been given to you. You have gone to surgery. Okay? And in surgery, there's anesthesia. But the surgery that you just received is mental. Okay? In mental surgery, you're going to have to sleep. And that's what's going to happen. When you get home, you're going to want to sleep. Just let the body relax and go to sleep. When you wake up, even when you stand up, you may be a little, woozy. That's okay. These are normal side effects, and that is the after effects of a slight treatment. Usually a treatment lasts for an hour, and the person usually goes right to sleep during the treatment. But what you just experienced is just a small touch of what is possible when we connect with an individual. And right now, connect, this is when I feel something on the right side. I don't know what it is just yet. I'll explore it and see what happens. But it may be nothing. But I just wanted you to know that there are some slight side effects that you would experience. Is it possible to stand to see if there's how your back feels, or can you test it while you're sitting
Just
to
feel.
let us know any level of pain there?
It feels fine.
Feel fine? But the shoulders, that's the important one. They feel light, right?
Yes.
Like somebody took the weight off of them, right?
Yes.
You did. With my assistance, that's what just happened. There will be no more stress from your employment. There will be no more pain in the lower back because the stress from the shoulders pushing down on the spine was creating the pain in your back. You had to release that stress. What I would like to ask of you is to actually, at a later time, of course not on this here, but take you through an entire treatment so that you can get the full benefit. This was just for demonstration purposes.
Okay.
Any questions?
Not for me, no. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're back. So I heard that you feel very light and
I
very
do.
calm. You feel relaxed. I mean, I saw the whole thing. I wasn't just trying to breathe
Trying to
myself.
breathe also.
Right, I was over there taking it
Trying to
in,
practice.
like, let me relax my mind, and because
It
I know
was.
this
It was
is-
very hard at first to just not think about anything. And when I finally did try to focus in, the room started to spin a little bit, but
Oh, really?
I feel fine.
But you feel good? That's great. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, for, Muntavo, for doing this demonstration. Now,
Absolutely.
I know before we move on, because there's also some tying into this demonstration or holistic healing like this, I understand that you work with the Team Effort Network, or in other words, T.E.N or T.E.N. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us about this company and what exactly how these products can tie in with what she's going through? How those two work together?
Wow. Well, that's a lot because I'll try to do as much as I can quickly. But basically, 90% of Americans right now are hormonally and vitamin deficient. Okay, and the reason why I say both is because vitamin D, as most people would know, would think that it comes from milk, and that, you get the cow and all this, and you get your vitamin D. And some people have a little bit of knowledge, and they think, or they feel that it comes from the sun. Well, they're both true, but it is the level of vitamin D that you are receiving from either the cow or the sun, which most of us, and I'll put it as cleanly as possible, those with melanoma, which is the brown skin, it's almost like a car having tinted windows. Um, you actually reflect the sun from giving you what it is you're trying to get. So the sun will give it to you to a point that will actually go into the hair, and your hair will give it to you because it's different. It's almost like a plant leaf. So the vitamin D goes into the hair, and you get it there.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people don't. Like I say, I dig deep. When I study something, I study it all the way. Of course, the cow, you're not supposed to actually even drink milk after 6 months old. So basically, that's a fake or a phallus to think that milk is giving you vitamin D.
Right.
Because one is homogenized, and that kills the hormone vitamin D. A lot of people think that vitamin D is a vitamin. Of course, I keep saying it, but most people know it as that. It's actually a hormone. And when you become deficient in it, you run into things like what she's experienced, pain in the body, stress, loss of appetite, just all of the bad things. Most illnesses, first, are mental. If you listen to someone say, you have cancer, you have cancer, you have cancer, guess what? You don't have cancer because you'll believe in it.
Right.
The mind is very, very powerful. And if you speak it and write it, then you have it. So most of the, let's call it, side effects that most people are going through, diabetes, all of the really bad things, first is because the body is deficient in the proper hormones. Because after you get a certain age, unfortunately, the machines that make it turn off, and you're kind of left without it. I'm just going to go through these right quick, and I'm going to explain how powerful these things are.
Okay.
Then the next would be vitamin B12, B as in boy.
Mhm.
That is for the brain, my favorite place, because that's the subconscious. Everything really starts at the brain. When you understand something, then the rest follows. In order to drive a car, you have to understand the rules of the road.
Right.
In order to do that, you have to first know it. So everything works in the brain. Vitamin B12, again, is actually a hormone that the body produces, but we know it better and can relate to it as a vitamin. Um,
Mhm.
the brain is like a power plant, and it actually sparks every time you have a thought, a movement, a muscle flex, anything. Whatever your body is doing, there's a spark that happens to help that happen.
Okay.
Well, as we get older, the spark dwindles and it kind of fades away. That's where your dementia, um, all the other brain related issues come
Mhm.
from because the spark is just not there anymore.
You're right.
Well, vitamin B12 goes straight to the brain and gives it a charge to start firing again so that you have that good cognitive thought, so that you can remember things, so that you can read a book and comprehend that book very quickly.
Mhm.
Um, that's all in the brain thing. Of course, there's four of them. The next two I left to the side for a reason. There's actually three more, but the
Okay.
next two I left them to the side for a reason,
Okay.
because they're tailored to a specific.
Okay.
And it's called, one of them is called Slim by 10 for those who are fat, as as I call it. I mean, there's no such thing. Oh, I'm a little overweight. No, you're
Mhm.
either fat or you're not. Be honest with yourself, and yourself will be honest with you.
True.
Um,
That's true.
Slim by 10 is a product that has five different ingredients in it. So, it's not a specific hormone as these other two are basically. So
Okay.
that's why I kind of put them off to the side and do them a little different. Um, by them having the different ingredients, then that makes it a little bit different and a little easier to talk about in that respect because of the simple fact. Slim by 10 is a appetite suppressant, basically. Let's call it what it is.
Okay.
Uh, Green coffee extract,
I've heard of
African mango,
that. All right.
yeah, yeah, African mango,
Mhm.
Garcinia gambosia. That one right there is the most dangerous one there is, and I call it
Really?
like it is. And I'm not trying to frighten anyone. I just like telling the truth.
Yes, that's
Uh,
good. Because I know there is a supplement out there that's just strictly Garcinia Cambodia. I believe I've heard
right,
about it. But this is
right.
also included, you're saying?
Yes, it's
Mm-hmm.
one of the five. You got green tea extract and Fambrasia. Basically, is the last name. The first name is a little difficult. I should learn the name, but basically, what they all do is the same thing, and
Okay.
that is to suppress the urge to eat or to suppress the appetite in itself. And the reason why I pick on Garcinia so hard is because that one item is powerful enough to make you forget to eat, literally.
Wow.
So when
That's
you,
scary.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
slightly, but when you put that with five or four others that do the same thing, then you have a very, very powerful product.
Mhm.
Right.
Um, okay, that's that one, and of course the next one is the Super 10. Super 10 is basically your antioxidant, your upper or your energy blast,
Mm-hmm.
but the natural way. It's not like that 5 hour stuff, little bottle in the gas station. I would
Mm-hmm.
not do that anyway, but I know people that do. Super 10 has 10 different ingredients in it. And basically, we're talking aloe vera, makai berry, goji berry, acai berry, 5-HTP, which is a suppressant, an
Okay.
appetite. And this one right here, this is my favorite, ionic minerals. Now, this is what I use to really get people thinking.
Mhm.
I would ask you a question. What is an ionic mineral?
I'm not sure exactly. I was just gonna ask you the same thing.
And see, this is the thing. Ionic minerals are your trace minerals, but
Okay.
ionic is your iron based, and
Mhm.
basically these are the minerals that you don't get anymore out of the foods because we go to KFC, McDonald's, all these
Mhm.
other guys,
Places we
and
don't
that
need to
stuff
be
is
at.
good. So, trying not to get any trouble, but I'm just,
Mhm.
that's me. I tell the truth.
Mhm.
Um, and of course, there's four more other ingredients that will bring you up, and also it will bring up your energy. Remember, energy is energy, whether you call it, running energy or the energy that just in the demonstration. It will actually bring that up as well. So again, you're doing a beneficial by just using this product.
Okay.
The last one is really just been brought out, but I'm really, really happy about it because of what it does.
Okay.
And the name of it is cell energy. Okay, it's right there. I mean, you don't have to go any further with that, but what it does in a nutshell is basically would ask a question. Do you know what cancer is?
What cancer is?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it can be a deadly disease, and some are really it's non-curable for if without the proper treatment or if treatment's not given in enough time.
Okay.
That's
Now,
my
would
gist of
you
it.
would you really like to know what cancer
What is it?
is? Okay. Put your seatbelt. All right.
Uh-oh.
Oh my
But
gosh, I'm nervous.
don't be nervous.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Let's just look at the liquid that's going to the body, and that liquid is what? Blood, right?
Okay.
Blood looks like a frisbee on steroids. It's flat and it's kind of round and it's smooth, right?
Mhm.
When you have an antibody in the system, which is a virus, most antibodies connect or attach themselves to cells. Okay?
Okay.
When that happens, some of them get inside of the cell, they actually go in, or most of them will just get on the outside and make it not wobble. You've ever seen a frisbee that got a dent in it and doesn't kind of fly right?
Mhm.
Well, blood is the same way. And when those antibodies attach themselves to the blood, now they have a partner or a backpack and they're not smooth anymore. So
Mm.
as they're flowing, guess what they do? They run into another one that
Mhm.
has one and they stick together,
And
right?
it
Wow.
builds.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that process happens over and over and over and over while you're, going through your. I'm not even a doctor, and I know that.
Mm.
Things are given to me by I am, and this is the knowledge and blessings that I'm sharing. So people have a knowledge of what these things are.
Mhm.
So I said all that to say this: cell energy is the new one that's out, and what it does, it goes right to cells themselves. Now watch this,
Mhm.
and clean them off.
Mhm.
So if there's something stuck on it, and you spray the cell energy that goes into your system, goes to your
Mhm.
cell, stuff stuck on it, and cleans it off. And now that blood can flow cleanly, keep flowing like it's supposed to, and the
Mhm.
antibodies go out where they're supposed to go, either through number one or number two. That's how you get rid of things. But they're no longer sticking on the blood cells,
Mhm.
and they flow properly, right?
Right.
This product actually goes inside of the cell and rejuvenizes the energy that's making the positive and the negative stick together the right way so that the blood will spin as it flows through. So that one product, for lack of better description, is going to be the number one product in the world because of what it does.
And can it
Along,
also help with prevention as well? If you properly take it like in advance, will it also
absolutely
help with prevention?
correct, because
Okay.
it's stated like the both of you are in good health and everything is working fine, and you get the product and you start rebuilding your cells or protecting them, keeping them nice and smooth. and
Mhm.
no nothing can stick to them. So they won't ever get into that situation where they have to be cleaned off because they have the proper energy to, to stay smooth and go through the body like it's supposed to.
Okay. That sounds good. Now, I have a quick question, Muntavo, just to kind of backtrack real quick. Let's say if I don't necessarily want to lose weight, but just tone up, because I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing currently. Which of the sprays would be most effective? Would it be that Slim by 10, the one that you were talking about with the Garcinia Cambodia and the green tea extract, or the
The
coffee bean extract?
let's say you were toning and you want a good energy so that when you work out you're not all burnt out afterward, and
Right.
you have to do multiple reps because I lift too. If you're going to bulk up, then you lift heavy. If you're going to tone, you lift light in longer repetition.
Okay.
So you would want the Super 10 because that's all those berries. You got 3, 4 different berries in there that are going to give you the natural sugar on the energy side so that you're up, you can do all those reps and not the burn down.
Okay.
Uh, and it's not going to make you suppress your appetite. You want to eat,
Mm.
especially for toning, because if you don't feed the body, if you don't feed the body, then you're not going to build muscle or even
Okay.
tone that muscle. So you would want to stay away from the Slim by 10. It's called Slim by
Okay.
10 for a reason. If you want to turn into
Super 10.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I would recommend the Slim by 10. But first, before you even get into those,
Mhm.
we have to get the body back in balance, and that's where I would recommend the D to get your body back in optimal balance chemically.
Okay.
Okay, the hormones are control the muscles. So if your hormones are off, you're not going to build quality muscle. If
Okay.
you're trying to stay on top of your regimen and have a clarity about it, then the vitamin or the B12 be an asset. But D for sure, I would
Okay.
start. I start everybody with D. Get the body back in balance first,
Right.
then critique it.
Because I even noticed when I viewed your website and it said about 77% of Americans are vitamin D low, like in like low deficiency, basically.
Absolutely.
So
And
I
you don't even
didn't know that. So I don't even like even for myself, I know I probably need to do something to build that back up because I don't get out in the sun that often because it's hot and then I don't want to get a sunburn and all those other things that can come
right,
along
right.
with it. So it does make sense what you're saying about starting off basically with the vitamin D.
Absolutely.
Okay. And
Just one
for,
more.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to add one more thing, and I'm
Okay.
sure as they listen to this, they're going to be like, "Well, how do you take it? Was it a pill or what?"
Right.
Here is the sweetest part to the whole thing. And no, this is not brand new. It's been out there, but it's brand new on how it's being done. You heard me say spray.
Right.
This is not like if you Windex and spray, you can see the droplets. You know, they're like really large droplets.
Uh-huh.
These bottles are a specific type of bottle that atomizes the liquid, and then on
Okay.
top of that, the liquid, either the vitamin C or the 12, they are extremely condensed or very very solid in itself. That you're getting 100% product. Now, the reason I said it's atomized is because you're going to spray it into the mouth. Now, the body absorbs things at different rates. The smaller the product or the whatever it is that you're taking in, the smaller it is, the faster it goes into the bloodstream. When you spray these products versus taking a vitamin D pill, here's two things that you will not be able to put side by side. The atomized liquid goes into the bloodstream 15 seconds after you spray it. Most people that take a vitamin D pill, let's say that you work out on a regular basis, you take
Right.
care of yourself, eat good, and you have a regular bowel movement. If you take a pill, 9 times out of 10, if it's a white pill, it has been pressed together by no less than 45,000 pounds per square inch. Believe it or not,
Mhm.
those pills, there's powder form first, but in order for it to become a pill, it has to be pressed
Mhm.
to do it. Your body only has 6 pounds per square inch in a stomach.
Mhm.
That's all the pressure you can muster together.
Okay.
A pill will go in the stomach, go into the intestine, go into the colon, and go to the public services before you get anything out of it.
So it doesn't even, I guess, would like dissolve. It just kind of is there, and then it goes just
That
right through you, and not
it's
not
all in
even.
your mind. You think you're getting it. Some people, depending on, they've gotten better with it. They have the little dissolve pads and what have you. Those are good. But
Mhm.
what is the level of the consistency versus, the tab or even the pills? Certain pills have a protective coating on them. Now watch
Mhm.
this. You have a gel cap, right? They're like
Okay.
little. They have a liquid inside, right?
Right. I was thinking about that too.
How does the liquid not melt the pill? Because there's a protective coating on the
Mhm.
pill to stop it from dissolving.
Mhm.
When you take the pill, you're putting it in what?
Liquid.
Liquid.
Right.
Mhm.
So if the pill is designed to not dissolve in liquid,
That's
what are you
That is,
that's a good thought to think
because
of
I
that.
thought it was
trying?
maybe something like from your, like once it hits the stomach, the acidic, properties that the stomach has, then maybe that's what breaks it. So that way the liquid, comes out and can get through to your system. But you do
You
make
think
a
about all
valid,
that.
yeah, you
Mhm.
do make a valid point, because I mean we're sitting here like,
Mhm.
that does
Right.
make sense. Like, if it prevents it, then are we really getting it? Is the question.
Not at all.
Oh.
All that pill does is it'll go from the round shape that it's in the bottle before you take it, and when you
Mhm.
put it into the body, in the body temperature and in the acid, it'll go flat. But the liquid's still inside
Mhm.
because it's designed to hold on to the liquid while it's in the bottle waiting for you to buy it. See, it's the mindset.
Mhm.
Of course, the other ones are they're called starch caplets. They make them out of starch, which the body will
Right.
break down and open up. But a lot of those do what's called a vacuum seal. It's a dry powder inside,
Okay.
and it's a caplet, which is it's like a hard plastic-like thing.
Mhm.
They'll collapse too, but when they collapse, they pull in liquid, and all that powder inside turns into a cake, and it all turns into a cake mess, and you just ask that. It never goes out into the system. Very rarely
Mhm.
does it. They want you to think that. So they go
Right.
through the commercials and show you, oh, this is what happens, and
Mhm.
it opens up, and it's a gel cap, and it's a starch cap. Starch is
Mhm.
this. Now, do the math. If you actually take one of your pills, if you're taking pills now, and I do this to everybody,
Mhm.
take one of those pills and you put 4 tablespoons of vinegar
Oh.
to 2 tablespoons of water. That's about as close as you can
Mhm.
copy your stomach.
Mhm.
Feel in it. Watch. If it takes more than an hour to
To the
break
To.
down or open up, then you've already passed it.
wow.
The body will move. The body actually, you go to the restroom more than 2 to 3 times a day. It's gone before you even get it. But these sprays, these atomized liquids go right to the bloodstream in 15 seconds through the mouth.
Wow. Now, is it okay to use more than one spray at a time, or just does it depend on which one you're using? Or is that, is it going to make any difference, or is it not good to do that with these
No,
products?
there's no consequences. I mean, outside of having multiple tastes in your mouth at the same time. I usually wait maybe 6 or 8 minutes, 10 minutes tops, and I spray the other one. But I don't, go one and then spray
Mhm.
the other one. I don't do that. I don't recommend that. I want the
Mhm.
body to absorb it and understand what it's getting first,
Right.
use it, and then introduce something new.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I know, it's like, well, I guess with the vitamin D and the B12, with those two by themselves, I'm pretty sure you can do those two at the same time. Well, maybe
So
not at
they're
the same time, but like you said, some time apart.
hmm
Okay.
yeah. The other ones, those the Slim by 10. I really, if anyone's going to use these products, I take them through a study course, really, literally, so they truly understand the aspects of it, so they understand what they're taking, what it's going to do to their body, what
Mm-hmm.
they expect. So when you get something from me, not only will you understand it, but you'll be able to explain it to
To
someone else
someone else.
properly because you'll have all of the known, what it does and how it does it. The other ones, I would, use them only if you're going to slim by 10 for sure, only if
Okay.
you're going to try to reduce the fat or the size of the
Right.
body.
Right. Which makes sense. Which makes sense.
Right. That's
Okay.
specifically the Suit 10. If you're going to be doing like working out, you would use it right before you go work out. You're going to get a really good pump because 15 seconds is already in your bloodstream.
Right.
You're up on it.
Mhm.
It's there. There's no way.
It's like you'll feel it. Like, is it kind of
Yeah,
like an instant feeling, or you'll kind of, feel some sort of not sensation, I guess, but just some sort of difference
you
physically.
will definitely know it's there.
Okay, you'll
You
know it's
don't
there.
go, you don't get the jitteries. Most people don't think you take them. If you drink them, you start feeling like, you can almost feel it going around your
Right,
temples.
like it
That's
rushing through you.
Yeah, that's a
Okay,
chemical. That's a
okay,
chemical reaction.
okay. Well,
Super
Muntavo,
is
hello.
mm-hmm.
Muntavo, we are actually out of time right now, but I do want to say thank you so much for all this information that you have given us because it's a lot that I'm pretty sure everybody can take in. And especially if you are interested in trying any of these products, please, please, please consult with your doctor or physician before
Absolutely.
trying out any of these, just like Muntavo stated, because you really do need to check with your doctor because with any supplement, especially if you are working out. And also you can learn more about their products on their website, teameffortnetwork.biz. And be sure to follow them on Twitter and like their Facebook page. And if you even want to get with Muntavo himself about these products and you are interested in buying or even selling them, Muntavo, can you just tell us real quick how can people get in contact with you?
Okay. My phone number is basically 313-646-8564. Again, 313-646-8564. Or you can email me. My email is basically my name, Muntavo, Muntavo, the number one, @gmail.com.
Okay. Well, thank you, Muntavo, and thank you for being on the show with us today. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
All right. Well, be sure to view more of my shows on my YouTube channel, There Is a Beautiful Me, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Prov31Beautiful. Or if you're interested in being on the show and even closing out the show with your talent, please contact me at proverbsbeauty31@gmail.com. There is a beautiful me and you. You're God's beauty inside and out.